Hello there again, everybody. It's time for Snug Wrestling, the Monday Night Raw review. And I just realized that this is the go home show for Saturday night's main event. I completely forgot that Saturday night's main event this weekend. And we also got Clash in Italy coming up. And I got to be honest, the matches that have been scheduled so far for Saturday night's main event and also Clash in Paris after we learned what happened on this episode of Monday Night Raw, is shaping up to be pretty good, decent couple PLEs. Well, I guess Saturday night's main event isn't technically a PLE,
The
but it has that.
PLE and the glorified house show.
Yeah, but I'm actually enjoying the build for these two shows. Tommy, how about you?
I'm overall feeling good, but we've been saying this for a while now. Saturday night's main event shouldn't even come back. It really shouldn't have. And at this point, the fact that they are squeezing in 3 big shows into 1 month, we just got done with one at Backlash. 2 weeks later, we've got Saturday night's main event, and then next weekend we also have Clash in Italy.
Yeah.
So they are squeezing these suckers in tight. And at this point, I just wish it was Clash and Backlash. That way we didn't have to go through Saturday night's main event as well.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of wrestling, and also AAA is having uh their big show, the one where they're gonna do the mask versus mask, I believe is on the 31st. So the 30th,
No,
hold on.
that's on the 30th. Clash in Italy is on that Sunday on the 31st.
Oh, so Clash in Italy is on Sunday. Okay. And then the AAA is on the 30th. So because they're going to be in Italy, it's going to have a weird start time on Sunday, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just not sure exactly what time that'll end up being for us, but
Let me check right now, actually, because I'm curious now. So it says, hmm, let me check it out. Let me see. Start time, Clash in Italy. I'm going to put Pacific time, see what comes up. It's going to be at 11 a.m. my time, which means it's 1 p.m. your time,
which means it'll be 2 for Blood.
2 p.m. Eastern time. Wow. That's going to be interesting, especially on a Sunday. That's pretty weird. I'm going to have to cancel a lot of my regular duties that I do on Sunday so I can watch Clash in Italy. That's insane. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of wrestling, Tommy. We got Saturday night's main event coming up, AAA coming up, Clash in Italy coming up. But I know there's some people that aren't really big on Saturday night's main event, but I enjoy it. I like being able to watch the wrestling on the weekends. It gives me something fun to do, and we get to review it. So I'm not complaining. I'm actually pretty pumped for this, but
I
that's
mean,
just me.
I'm with you on that one, but at the same time, the builds to some of these things, some of them are a little bit rocky.
Like, what do you mean?
So we got an announcement which we will talk about here soon, like
Mm-hmm.
literally here in a bit, between Roman and Jacob. That one is just fine, but at the same time, I don't think that the tag match for this Saturday, that being the Vision up against the Street Profits, have had enough time really to build up since they just returned.
It's been like a month. The Street Profits came back, what, last month? They've been showing up on TV every week to attack the Vision. They're mixed up with Seth Rollins. That were in the main event of this episode of Monday Night Raw, and the people were getting behind the Street Profits. They've been getting a lot of crowd reaction. That's one of the matches that is scheduled for Saturday night's main event. And the Street Profits, I mean, we've been complaining that the Street Profits weren't getting the time of day. They weren't getting the TV time that they deserve, and now they're getting it. Now they're being involved with the Vision, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, and they're getting a title shot at Saturday night's main event. I mean, compared to other builds, this build, like, I'm actually looking forward to this match. And look, let's see what else we got for Saturday night's main event. Ethan Page versus Penta. That's going to be good. And then the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships are also going to be on the line. I just realized Paige and Brie Bella, do they call themselves Scream Mode?
I don't think so.
This is according to, I'm getting this article from Athlon Sports. They have it that their tag team name is Scream Mode.
Not once have I heard them referred to as that.
Okay. God, I hope that's not their tag team name, actually. But that's going to be another match. Okay, maybe that one I'm not too thrilled for. And the other one that we have so far is Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca. And this article here by Stephen Harrison, they're predicting that the fifth potential match could be Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss versus Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin. So
that was actually already announced.
It's official. So we're getting 3 women's matches on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, I saw it last night. I was scrolling through my Instagram, and all of a sudden I see a post like tagged with WWE and all of that of that specific 6-woman tag. I'm like, seriously? Again? Didn't we just have this match like 2 weeks ago?
So it seems like this episode of Saturday Night's main event is very like mid-card. Because let's be for the Intercontinental Championship is mid-card. I mean, it's not like to put him down or whatever, but that's just what it is.
Like, it is a prestigious mid-card is what it is.
Yeah. And then you got the World Tag Team Championships who, I mean, they don't really get defended. They weren't on Backlash. They weren't on Mania, were they? Were the tag team titles defended at WrestleMania, right?
Neither of the tag titles were at Mania.
Yeah. So at least we're getting them now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 championship matches for Saturday night's main event. And I can honestly say I probably care about 3 of these matches out of the 5. So not bad. And then for Clash in Italy, what do we have so far? We have Cody versus Gunther, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu, Tribal Combat,
which we'll talk about here in a second,
and potentially Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi if Oba Femi signs the contract, which I'm pretty sure he will.
Oh, I can guarantee it. That's probably not where he's retiring, but
yeah. So those 3 matches for Clash in Italy already. And maybe, hopefully we get a rematch between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. I would be down to see that too.
Wouldn't be surprised knowing how the show ended.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into the show because we already mentioned Tribal Combat. That's going to happen again. I believe Michael Cole said it's going to be the 3rd time. And it's basically the Bloodline version of no disqualification, anything goes type of match, but the winner has to acknowledge the other as their tribal chief, right? And it's going to be Roman versus Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is on thin ice with Adam Pearce right now because he's been attacking officials left and right. Roman and Jacob have been beating the crap out of each other since after WrestleMania. The Raw after Mania is when this thing started. And the Usos have been getting involved. Jacob Fatu he's potentially Adam Pearce has been trying to fire Jacob Fatu for all of the attacks on officials, on referees that Jacob has been doing. But Roman Reigns does not want that to happen until Jacob Fatu falls in line and he acknowledges Roman Reigns. But Jacob refuses. Tonight, Roman and the Usos, they jumped Jacob Fatu, my
They
guy.
beat the shit out of this man.
They whooped ass on Jacob Fatu, and no security came out to help Jacob. No one came out to stop this. They basically said, "Fuck that guy. Let him get his ass beat." And then Roman Reigns is walking away after they completely maul Jacob Fatu, and he tells Adam Pearce, "All right, do what you got to do. Fire him. I don't care." But before that can happen, Jacob Fatu grabs the mic and makes the challenge Tribal Combat,
Yeah,
which
Pierce
of
got like
course,
3 words out before that happened. Pierce just like Jacob Fatu, and then Jacob started speaking.
Roman Reigns accepted, but this was a interesting and very exciting way to kick off Monday Night Raw. The continuation of this feud between Roman and Jacob Fatu. And unlike their first match at Backlash, that one was kind of a giveaway. We all kind of expected Roman to win, but it's getting more interesting now with this type of stipulation involved. Um, yeah, man, I'm into this, man. I'm feeling it. But what did you think about this?
I can't remember what in the world that third one that they're talking about is. Because I know Roman versus Jay, Roman versus Jacob now,
Yeah.
and Michael Cole said Roman was undefeated in the last 2. So who did Roman face the first time?
Didn't they have one with like the MFTs or something? Or no? I
Was
don't
there
remember.
one with Solo?
I think so. Let me see. Let me look it up real quick. Go ahead. Keep talking while I look it up. Tell me what you thought about it.
But yeah, with that, this is the third time, at least that's what they're saying, of Roman Reigns being in tribal combat. And I actually really like this stipulation because of what it is. Yes, it is a no DQ stipulation. We have a lot of those. But at the exact same time, it's more than that because of the fact that not only will this be for the title, but it will also be for the title of tribal chief. So at that point, it's a whole lot bigger than what people put this as. But with Jacob, it made sense for this to happen, especially with the fact that for the past 2-3 weeks now, Roman Reigns has been laid out completely. So have the Usos. So them beating the crap out of Jacob tonight, that wasn't surprising at all. But with tribal combat being here, yes, please. I am so ready for that.
Okay, so this is what I got from ChatGPT. They're saying that the history of tribal combat is SummerSlam August 2023, Roman versus Jay. And this one, I don't remember this one for the life of me. Apparently, the second one was on Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Like
Yeah,
at
me
all.
neither. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, this is going to be the third one, and it's going to be versus Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns is undefeated, 2-0 when it comes to these types of matches. But it's going to be interesting, man. We'll get into it more when we do our predictions. But yeah, we made that. They made that official, and then the second match was a street fight. Speaking of, stipulations and gimmick matches, but I actually really enjoyed this one, Tommy. JD Madonna versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor, he pretty much trained and showed JD Madonna everything that he knows. As far as the story goes between these two, right? But JD Madonna turned his back on Finn Balor, and this is their third match. So this was like a little rubber match that they did, and I believe they're both tied. They were 1-1. This was a tiebreaker. But man, this was a crazy match. It was kind of scary. It was scary to watch this, not in like a spooky way, but in like a holy shit way. These guys were going insane, doing all kinds of crazy spots and a lot of risky things, but it was fun. It was exciting. I like both of them. The story was good. And because it was no DQ, you knew Dominic Mysterio was going to get involved, and he did. So this turned into a handicap match after a while. But Finn Balor was able to outsmart both of them and got the win. Man, there was all kinds of shit here, man. There was fucking kendo sticks, chairs, tables. They were fighting all over the arena, jumping off of fucking um, uh, the barricades and all kinds of craziness. So I, for someone who doesn't really like these types of matches because we see them all the time, I love this one. But what did you think?
This was definitely a good first match overall. But then again, we knew we were going to get a good match either way out of these two. I mean, like you said, Finn Balor has trained JD McDonough. He has. And at that point, with the fact that those two are so similar, I will absolutely make this comparison because, boys, does this feel true here. JD McDonough and Finn Balor are Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They are fight forever feeling between these two simply because of their past. So at that point, it just feels really, really good to see these two go at it again. But as soon as that Chinkasa right off of the top onto that trash can with JD McDonough in it, I'm like, yeah, no, there's no way this man is kicking out. That has to be the end of it. And it was. I'm excited to see where this goes, especially with the fact that Dom did attempt to get involved in this match. Did it help JD? No. But at the same time, he did try to get involved.
Yeah, he definitely did. I wonder if this is going to lead to maybe Finn and Dominic Mysterio for the AAA Mega Championship at some point. But I doubt it. I don't think so. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this because I'm pretty sure Finn and JD McDonough, I'm pretty sure they're done after this. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what's next for Finn Balor. But it's gonna be interesting. Um then we saw Sol Ruka and Becky Lynch. They made their match official for Saturday night's main event. But at first, I'm pretty sure Becky said something like, "Oh, this match isn't gonna be for the Intercontinental Championship. It's just going to be a one-on-one non-title match." Did they confirm if it was going to be for the title?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I kind of feel like it should be for the Intercontinental title, knowing these two, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out on that too. All right, moving forward because there wasn't really much happening there with Sol and Becky. It was just, yeah, let's just have a match. Okay, boom, there it is.
No, it was more of, hey, I want to fight you here. And the heel just going, no, that's not happening. I'm fighting you where I want to.
Yeah, very original stuff. Never seen that before. Okay. And then we had the Americanos fighting each other again in a trios tornado match. OG Americanos won this thing. But again, their show is coming up in AAA, and that's just to keep hyping up their AAA show, their match, The Mask versus Mask. As much as I like this story in AAA, I did not care too much for this match, unfortunately, and I just couldn't wait for it to be over. But what did you think?
I think this was filler. Plain and simple. This tornado tag was absolutely a filler match here. And we have said it time and time again. I have said it. Blood has said it. I'm pretty sure Toxic has said it as well. At this point, this entire thing, until Chad Gable is unmasked, because let's be honest here, in AAA, they are not going to unmask Ludwig Kaiser. They are just not going to, because he is too big over there. But at this point, leave this shit in AAA. it does nothing for them on the main roster because of the fact that the roles are switched. Where in AAA, Ludwig is the babyface, but on the main roster, it's Chad Gable that is babyface. So at this point, leave this alone. Do not bring this on the main roster. Leave this in AAA until Chad Gable is unmasked. Because once that happens, have them come back to the main roster without the mask, and that's going to be a massive pop.
LA Knight came back. That's a name that we haven't seen on Monday Night Raw in at least a month, I believe. And I completely forgot that LA Knight was on Raw. But he showed up and he was pissed off. Like he had some backstage segments with the Usos and Seth Rollins. I don't really remember too much about why is LA Knight pissed off at everyone again. Do you remember?
I know why he's pissed off at the Vision because of the fact that they were the ones who took him out. But I'm not exactly sure why he's pissed off at everybody else.
Yeah, so I kind of forgot about that. And he was going off on the Usos and then Seth Rollins, and they didn't really do a very good job of following up with that. Like I was kind of confused as to what was happening there because we haven't seen LA Knight in over a month, and he comes back and he's going off on people, and I'm like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? But yeah, that was weird. We also saw an interview with Ethan Page and Michael Cole to talk about his match at Saturday Night's Main Event versus Penta, which was an entertaining interview. Ethan Page is very, very entertaining. Michael Cole said it best. You got skills, kid. You got the looks. You got the talent. You got the charisma. You got the potential to be one of the top guys in WWE. You're a future WWE champion. Michael Cole ain't telling no lies there, but
no, you and I have been saying that this entire time. That at this point, there is nothing stopping Ethan Page from becoming WWE champion at some point. There's just not. He will be WWE champion. It's only a matter of time.
And then we had the women's tag team title match, which is Brie and Paige versus the Judgment Day. I just the thing that is so funny to me, and I'm pretty sure you noticed this too, Tommy. Whenever Brie Bella does the yes kicks, they keep putting them over as the Miz when he took those kicks from Daniel Bryan, and they keep saying, "Oh, Brie Bella is doing the Miz kicks."
Like,
Brie Bella.
The Miz were the ones who brought these kicks in. No, it was Daniel Bryan. That's the entire reason why their name is the Yes Kicks.
Yeah. But I like how they're completely just ignoring that, or they don't want to bring up Daniel Bryan, obviously, because he's in AEW. But they're like, Brie Bella is honoring the Miz. And it's like, okay, bro, we all know that's not true, but they keep putting it, putting it on the Miz. It's all because of him. So,
like,
I thought that was hilarious.
So the Miz, no, they're not. They are Daniel Bryan's child. They really are. But this match in particular, it was a title match. And I would have found it interesting if Judgment Day ended up taking it off of them just to see what in the world Nikki Bella would end up doing at that point. But it makes sense on why they didn't do that, simply because of the fact that if Judgment Day took it off of them, this Saturday, the Irresistible Forces have their shot. So it makes more sense for Brie and Paige to be the ones defending it against them compared to the Judgment Day, since there's like nothing there as of late with the Judgment Day and the Irresistible Forces.
Yeah. And Brie Bella pinned Roxanne. And that's about it. And then we had the Oba Open Challenge. That did not happen again. This really hasn't even been an open challenge. And I think that's great because, man, we've seen open challenges so many times. Last week, Oba Femi, he didn't get anyone to answer the open challenge. So he took it upon himself to go backstage and he found the Garzas and he just beat the crap out of the Garzas. So this week, it's like, okay, what are they going to do this week? And holy shit, when the lights were off during Oba Femi's entrance, Brock Lesnar pulled up out of nowhere and attacked Oba Femi from behind after making a big ass deal and having this really big emotional moment with Paul Heyman leaving his boots and his gloves in the ring. And they worked the song. They made us all believe that Brock Lesnar was done. And it was a good way to go away at WrestleMania, putting over the young talent Oba Femi. A lot of people believed it, and Mr. Blood will tell you that he knew all along. He called it. He's made a couple videos about it. He even texted me about it. He's like, I called it. I'm like, bro, you should put that on a shirt because he fucking says that all the time.
At that point, we should just make Snug merch where it just says, Mr. Blood, I was right.
I called it, bro. I called it. But yeah, it was interesting. I'm glad Brock Lesnar is back. You know, I thought if that was really his final match, I'm like, nah, bro, there's no way. But there was a part of me that believed it. I was surprised tonight. But the backstage segment, Adam Pearce was pissed off. He was walking around looking for Brock, looking for Paul Heyman. And Adam Pearce is like, hey, bro, like, I filed retirement paperwork for Brock Lesnar. And he's just, I thought he was retired. And Paul Heyman says, yes, he is retired. But I have a contract right here for the biggest rematch in Clash in Paris. Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. Brock Lesnar already signed it. All you have to do is get Oba Femi to sign it. But according to Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar is still retired.
I'm calling bullshit. There is not a single thing that comes out of Paul Heyman's mouth that you can 100% believe. Plain and simple on that. You cannot believe anything that Paul Heyman says. Which is why I think this man is not retired. And I think he's got at least 2 more matches in him. Because he didn't retire at Mania. Clash in Paris, he'll have that match with Oba Femi. And I think we were all right from the start in saying that in Minnesota at SummerSlam, it will once again be Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. And that is where he will retire. There is no possible way that Brock Lesnar is going to look at that and just go, hey, that's my hometown right there. That is where I'm from. My family will be right there in the front row. I would like to retire where I'm at in front of the people who supported me against the biggest name to come out of NXT. That being Oba Femi. So at this rate, just do that. Have him have this match at Clash in Paris and then have his final match where he's from in Minnesota, where he retires there.
It might not even be too late for Gunther to retire Lesnar still.
I hope not. I really don't. Because I do not need to hear for the next 3 months, I retired Brock Lesnar. I retired the Beast incarnate. I don't need to be hearing that from fucking Gunther for the next 3 months.
I think
Plus,
I do.
as of late, there's nothing really connecting Gunther to Brock Lesnar anymore. They completely skipped over that.
Yeah, I guess Gunther already called in his favor from Paul Heyman. But I mean, they're still connected. Paul Heyman is still, they can still find something to to connect them again, Gunther could be like, hey, I didn't cash in your favor. You still owe me. And maybe they can do something like that.
Biggest problem with that. Where's Gunther signing to?
SmackDown. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right about that.
The entire favor that we know
What?
of is that he's signing to SmackDown and immediately getting a undisputed WWE title shot.
Wait, but hold on though. He didn't sign the contract. He won the number one contenders match versus Royce Keys to get a title shot. The contract, if he signed it, it was for him to go to SmackDown and get the title shot, but he didn't sign it. He had to wrestle for it. He had to earn that title shot.
I think both of those contracts are connected at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, good stuff here, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Lesnar. You know, I'm pretty sure we're going to get that match at Clash in Italy. But I mean, damn, you think he would retire at Clash in Italy once and for all?
No, I think it goes on to SummerSlam and he retires there.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope you're right for sure. All right, let's go to the main event, Tommy, because we got Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins, and one hell of a main event. These are two amazing workers. It was a great fucking match. And yeah, before the match, there was an interview with the Street Profits where the Street Profits had like a little disagreement, which I thought was one of the most interesting things out of this main event, because Angelo Dawkins, against Montez Ford's I guess approval, decided like, hey, you know what? I'm going to have Seth Rollins back. So Seth Rollins had some backup. So the match starts, Seth Rollins defeats Austin Theory, and immediately Logan Paul jumps Seth, and then they're beating him up. Angelo Dawkins comes out, and then they start beating on Angelo Dawkins. So Montez Ford, he's forced to come out and assist Angelo Dawkins, right? Against his own like will. Like he didn't want to do it, but he had to, right? Braun Breaker comes out, takes them all out, and then Braun Breaker goes after Seth, which I hope we get that match again in Clash in Italy. But I love the main event. This is also to build up the World Tag Team Championship match for Saturday night's main event. And they have that little tidbit in there of the Street Profits having a disagreement, which could go into play on Saturday night's main event. It could work against them. But the match, the tag team match, is going to be really good. So everything about this, there's a lot happening here, but I felt like it was easy to follow. It made sense. And overall, I really enjoyed everything about this. But what did you think?
I definitely enjoyed everything about it as well, especially with how brutal Seth Rollins and Austin Theory got, because Seth did not slow down from the start. It was, I'm smashing you into a barricade. I'm smashing you into another barricade. I'm smashing you against the post. Like, that is what Seth Rollins did from the very beginning. He had a mission and he was going after it. I think that at this point, our original theory when it comes to Austin Theory and what? I literally just said his name. And Seth Rollins. Yeah, and Seth. I think at this point, that theory has been busted. I do not think anymore that Austin Theory is a shoe-in for being an inside man for Seth Rollins, especially with how this match went. So that is going to go down. Got that tag match. As Michael Cole said, it was 3.5 when good old Rollins decided to attack. Match was over half a second later, there's Logan. So that happening as well, that made total sense. That tag match, cannot wait for that to happen. Because at this point, take those titles off of the Vision. I feel like that the Street Profits deserve so much more than what they're being given. They've been underutilized for years. At this point, give them the tag titles again, give them another run. And then you have Braun Breaker. Was that a tackle or was that a spear? Because with the angle that we got when he went back, I don't know what it was. Because it looked like a spear, but at the same time, it could have just been a regular tackle there.
Yeah, I don't know with Braun Breaker. That fool's just insane, man. He's just crazy. He's just freaking taking people down left and right.
That's just how Breaker is. And I have a feeling like we are getting a rematch between those two. And like we've already said during the predictions of the first round of this, that Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, we 100% will be getting a fantastic match out of these two simply because of who they are. And no matter what happens, it will do so much for Braun Breaker because of the fact that he's in the ring with a multi-world champion in Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, Austin Theory too, man. He looked really good tonight. I love the fact that he was used in this spot in the main event of Raw in a singles match versus someone like Seth Rollins. And Austin Theory proved what he can do, man, on his own. When you just let him do his thing and you let him go like that, and you put him in the ring with someone like Seth Rollins, man. It was a really, really good main event. But yeah, dude, overall, yeah, it was a pretty decent episode of Monday Night Raw. A lot of good stuff went down here. Are we gonna do predictions for Saturday night's main event or what?
I say we do it, especially with the amount of title shots that are in there. I say we pull it.
All right, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys on the next one. We'll be back really, really soon. We got some upcoming exclusive interviews and predictions and more reviews and more stuff with Mr. Blood coming up. So it's going to be a fun week of wrestling, a busy week of wrestling here in Snug Wrestling. But until next time, Tommy, get us out of here, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was this episode of Snug Wrestling where we went through Monday Night Raw. You can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, respectively. And then on Thursday, you've got that one-on-one on TikTok Live between our glorious leader Snug and Mr. Blood, who we unfortunately could not have with us tonight. Also, go get your merch. That is at tpublic.com/snug_wrestling. That is TEEpublic.com/snug_wrestling. Stay safe, stay savage, and stay snug. That was one time for the one time. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Where did he go? This man disappeared.